Concerns about the merger of educational resources between Excelsior, Maud Williams, and Sadie Vernon High Schools have been abuzz recently, with speculation of an expected amalgamation seeing the displacement of a number of teachers. Today, the Ministry of Education came forward to offer much-needed clarity on the issue, debunking rumors that the aforesaid schools will form one secondary school.
All three schools remain as individual schools. First and second form classes will be done at your home base. But when it comes to third form, in order to have every student be able to choose across the board, there is where the combinations took place. And so where the resources were best, that is where the course will be delivered. If a science lab was excellent at school X and school Y, then biology and chemistry will be delivered at school X and school Y. And all the students who opt for that choice will go and have their classes at that campus. In other cases where there are sufficient students who wanted to take the course at a specific school, but the teacher, the best teacher, is at another school, the teacher will move.
The rationale, according to Sister Caritas Lawrence, is based on a thorough review of the overall performance of each school, taking into careful consideration existing factors that are affecting their individual functions.
There was a common thread that ran through these three schools, that with the three schools, there was a loss in population, there was a problem with dropout, there was a problem with failure rate, there was a problem with curriculum. Many of the children, the schools, I call them open schools. As long as you apply, you can get in. It's not based on what your PSC results are like other schools. These schools are for all of our children who need an education.
While reception of the proposal has been somewhat lukewarm, the primary concern is the number of teachers who will be laid off. That figure remains open.
We don't know the total. You know why we don't know the total fully? Because two things. There are some schools that don't have a person to teach something. And so the one person, a teacher from another school, might have to be hired by another school. No teacher that is needed in the new plan will be worked off, will be set off. And maybe the ministry will be able to find some other way to deploy some of the teachers, but we don't have a full answer, but we can give you an answer.
While Minister of Education Patrick Faber admits that there will be redundancy, he says that the ministry will do its best to secure employment for qualified teachers in other areas of the education system. Conversely, the same spirit will not be extended to teachers who lack pedagogical skills.
That if a member of staff of any of these schools is made redundant, that teacher continues or needs to be put immediately on a pension, so that and there are two options when that kicks in, if that needs to kick in. Firstly, that if that person is expected to continue in the teaching profession, but is merely being displaced because of the kind of deployment that is happening at the school at the time, because of the redundancy, then that person will be put on what they are calling a temporary pension. And of course, as soon as that person can be re-employed in the education system, that pension will cease. And there are other instances where we don't expect people to be re-employed, and they will start a pension at whatever age they are until they depart. We're trying to make sure that is minimized, the situation where teachers are made redundant.
The fact of the matter, though, is that with or without the union of resources, teachers would be dismissed at the end of the school year because the high schools are presently overstaffed.
if we did not, if a program was not being set, those teachers, many of them, that would go off on, what's the word we use? Redundancy. They would have gone off anyhow because the schools are severely, except for Excelsior, overstaffed. So redundancy would have occurred whether or not we tried to make the school a better place for all our children.
And insofar as the pupil to teacher ratio, that we don't have that problem at Excelsior High School, because that transition that we went through in 2009 gave us the opportunity to fix some of the problems that I think the other two schools continue to encounter within the other few years. So they are now coming on stream. The initiative is good, and insofar as Excelsior High School is concerned, I'm sure that our principal had indicated that we have seen incremental improvement in the students that we have had at our school. So from that perspective, we have to support the initiative.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isam.